Coming up this week on Two Noobs, a public blow-up between Zelenskyy and Trump in the Oval Office, and the reactions are predictable. Does this mean I get to keep more of my money now? Next, we got some sports nonsense over the Tush Push and the NBA All-Star Game. Which one should we ban? Then I get vindicated because studies are showing what normal body temperatures really are, and it ain't no 98.6. Take that, doctor. And we conclude with a what-if sports tournament. Which Flyers team that didn't win it all wins it all? This and other confusing conundrums coming up. Start the music. Between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Aries, there was a podcast undreamed of. Two Noobs talking. That's killing my voice. I'm not doing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sorry, there was an Arnold marathon. I saw both Conans.
Oh man.
So
Oh geez.
thought it'd be cool to come in and do some Mako, but no, that's too
You
hard.
tried. You
I
gave it
tried.
a shot. Oh
I
yeah.
tried.
Oh.
I'm gonna take a swig. Yeah. Okay. Much better. Now, gentlemen, I did not
231,
receive
right?
231. Yes, thank
There
you.
you go. There you
Now, okay, so that's one thing. Neither of you sent me your email telling me the 5 things you accomplished for the podcast this week.
go. Oh.
Matt just gave me one. He reminded me of the episode number. That's 1. You got 4 more.
Yeah, there you go.
In the words of Cody Rhodes to Rock last night at the Elimination Chamber, go fuck.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's okay. It's okay. Hopefully it'll be a viral clip because it was a moment.
It was a definite moment. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Well.
Okay, well,
They
You had to
don't.
watch
They haven't used the F word
Probably since the
on-
Attitude Era, right?
on live pay-per-view that weren't cut out during the entire Vince McMahon era.
Yeah.
Because all the curses were bleeped during the pay-per-view. This is the first time that they actually said fuck on a pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
you must be so proud.
The fact that it was towards The Rock, it was kind of awesome. It took the whole world together was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of things that didn't happen, Mr. Fact Check Matt Craig,
Yes.
you like to hassle me when I make an error
Yeah.
on the podcast.
now
Well,
he
it's
listens
now,
to the whole podcast.
it's now my turn to hassle you
Gonna make a note of this.
because
Just getting the censor button ready. Go on.
you, sir, put
Yeah.
on the little I don't know what
Ticker?
your bottom
It's
ticker at the
a
bottom.
lower
Yeah,
third.
lower third. Yeah.
Lower
Very
third. In
fancy.
the lower third, you
Yeah.
said that the fine to Jalix Hunt represented 0.001% of his salary.
Yes.
In fact, you forgot to multiply by 100 to get the percentage. It should have
Again,
been 0.1% of his salary.
$5,760 into what was it? 5 million. Let's just
Yeah,
say
5.
576 million, whatever.
Yeah.
So I get 0.001. You're saying I have to multiply that by 100 in order
Yeah.
to get the actual percentage.
Yeah, to get the percentage. Yes, that's what you do in maths.
Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. All right.
For example, if you divide 5 and 25, you get 0.2. But we all know that's 20% because you multiply by 100 to get percent.
Duly noted.
who was your math teacher your senior year?
Who are you
I
asking?
don't recall.
Okay.
I don't recall.
We're blaming him or her. So don't worry about that.
I'm also in billing, and you have to
Yeah,
understand.
I'm a little more concerned because of that reason.
No. My understanding
He
is
doesn't do percentages.
Listen, my billing is very simple. I have the Homer Simpson approach to billing. Why?
Yeah.
Why? That's all I do at work nowadays, which merited a very nice increase
Nice.
in my salary this year. So
congratulations.
whatever. Yeah. At least it wasn't ahead of inflation, Johnny. Let me just tell you that right now.
Hey, at least you got something.
Hey, it's more than what I had before. So
Exactly.
not much, but at least it's more than what I had before. That's very true.
And what percentage increase was that?
We don't know.
You know,
We're not sure.
That is none of your damn business, is what that is. You know.
Well, I guarantee if you multiply by 100, it'll look a lot nicer.
Maybe that's what I should do. I should go to my CFO like tomorrow morning and just say, "Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you multiply this merit increase by 100% and just that's my salary for the year?" That'd be perfect. If you could do that, I would work for them forever, for the rest of my life.
I think you would say, Pat, it's crazy. You need to go home. You have the
Yeah.
cold.
And then
Are we calling it the cold now? Like it's not cold. It's not cold anymore.
It's the cold. Yeah, it's the cold.
Yeah.
We'll
get there.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
COVID.
Hold on. We'll get there. But let me introduce people first, because this dude over here, that's the Jolly Green Giant, John Tracy.
Johnny.
What was that?
I know.
Over here, we got MASH Unit, Matt Craig. I in the middle. Stop staring at me, Steve Murray. But, continue to stare at me. You're watching us on a podcast.
You're on a video podcast.
Yeah, you have to stare at me. Look at one of these two.
There you go.
Okay.
John. Oh, goodness.
Sad news, boys.
Gene Hackman.
Learned that Gene Hackman passed away this week. Sadly, his wife and one of his dogs also perished, which is a little strange, especially, the first thing you think when you hear that, carbon monoxide, but they tested negative for it. So some concern there. But until we figure that out, that's all up in the air. But Gene Hackman, 95, will be missed because he played many tremendous film roles. I remember him as Coach Jimmy McGinty with The Replacements, with Keanu Reeves as quarterback.
Great.
Lefty.
Great. Yeah, great movie there. My favorite's Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Yeah, I figured you for that one.
Yeah. I mean, could play the Western so well and had such a great... Like, his characters were all lived. That's the one thing that, a lot of people were remembering him by. That every role that he took, it was like it was a life that was being lived fully to its fullest. And that's great work by an actor to do that, to come that, to bring that across on screen. So tremendous.
Yes. I also enjoyed him as Captain Ramsey in Crimson Tide opposite Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Was he in The Hunt for Red October too? Or was that something else?
I think you're thinking of something else.
Okay.
I don't know. Of course, Popeye Doyle from The French Connection. Right.
Oh, yeah.
John, what do you got to say?
That was an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good at what he did. Sad that he...
2 Academy Awards, 2 British Academy Film Awards, 4 Golden Globes for Hackman. Yeah.
British Academy Awards? What the hell
British,
is that?
yeah.
He wasn't British, so what the hell? What is
the British like to throw shit out there.
I guess they had,
I mean, other than censorship, they've got
we could do awards too.
The Side Adventure, Scarecrow, The Conversation, Night Moves, Bridge Too Far, Under Fire, Hoosiers, Power, The Firm, Quick and the Dead. That was a really bad movie.
Oh, God.
I think
he was good, but the rest of the movie was terrible.
Yeah,
Enemy of the
Hoosiers
State
was my introduction to Hackman as an actor.
Yeah.
But I can't even remember. I remember him in almost every movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
Like, he was in everything. The kind of thing.
Enemy of the State, by the way. That was
I forgot about that
Will
one.
Smith. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did forget about that one too. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, go throw that in there. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, very sad to see him go, and we condolences to the family. Hopefully, they can figure out what happened. Very sad situation, but
yeah, no doubt.
We'll see where the investigation leads, and we will transition from that into our Dubby Energy Fun Fact, brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Visit Dubby at their website, dubby.gg, or download the app to your phone. Use our promo code Too Noobs Talking, TOONOOBS Talking. You get 10% off of your order. Feel like weeping sometimes?
Always.
Oh,
I mean, recently, yes, I'm
there you go. We'll leave it at that for John.
trying every day.
Don't. Instead, consume Dubby's Big Energy Tears. It's their most requested flavor, a blend of the finest blue raspberries with a perfect balance between sweet and tang. And hey, don't cry. You save $4 off a $40 tub with our promo code.
There you go.
So, there. All right, Mr. Jolly Green Giant, what's the fun fact this week?
Steve, you'll probably have already known, but I'll throw it out there. That
I'm a genius.
Venus rotates counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Other planets do not. Do you know what the term is?
I knew it at one point. It's late on a Sunday evening. So.
Retrograde rotation is what it's called.
Yep, that's
because it goes the other way. Why Earth and others go counterclockwise.
Yes. It's a freak. What
and
are you gonna do?
And it's the only one in the solar system that does that. How about that?
Yeah, very interesting.
Pretty cool.
I thought I would throw that out.
It's also like 900 degrees on the surface.
Yes.
So don't go there.
And that's what you get for late planning. I've been literally busy up to the moment that I got it.
So you can't play ice hockey there. Got it. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You probably roller hockey, but your wheels would melt.
Yeah,
so
or you spontaneously
just play
combust in
foot
flames.
and then your feet would go on fire.
Yeah.
So then you don't have feet. So what do? How do you play hockey after you lose your?
I don't know.
You're screwed. You can't
just play it in your brain.
Never go in there. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
So, Mr. Craig, you chose to do an over 40 this week. And so now we will get into the cold.
What the hell? Yeah. 3 of them so far this year, gents. December, January, and now late February into early March. I'm done with all this. It came on, what was it, Wednesday. So right when our last episode dropped, all of a sudden, fever came out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, gotta go home. Tried to work the rest of the day from home. That was not happening. Basically rested, and then eventually, obviously, got medicine and a lot of water and tea and etc. And finally, have gotten over it. And it's like, but I'm done with it. I'm done with the sneezing. I'm done with the coughing. I had one of those sneezes, right, where you're sitting there and you sneeze, and I don't know if you've ever had one of these, gents, but when you sneeze, it like hurt the entire body. Like it was like one of those more powerful sneezes you can have, and it's like, ow, you know.
I had a hamstring twinge when I sneezed the other day. I felt it in my hamstring, and then we had a 20-minute joke between the crew on there's no way that could be connected. How did that actually happen?
Yeah.
And we started drawing pictures, trying to figure out like what muscle goes down there.
It's like you're Dak Prescott. You just throw the football, and then all of a sudden you tear your hamstring at the same time. And it's like, how did that happen?
I think I was in Dallas when it happened, so that's probably it.
That's probably what
I
happened.
got the Dak Prescott sneeze.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so done with all of this. And it's like, and I know there's some snarkiness on this podcast of somebody in the middle of this podcast that was trying to insinuate that because I'm back to work, actually back in an office, that all of a sudden I'm getting all these
all the
diseases
from
and
the
colds
other
and
people.
stuff. Yeah, I'm a people person, and I like talking to people. I like having a life, outside of this building and going to someplace else. I can't help it if they're unclean.
Maybe you just gotta find some better people to hang out with.
Maybe that's what I need to do. Yeah.
And also,
you're gonna lose a lot of friends if you're like, have you bathed in the last 2 minutes? That's not gonna be good. Don't go that far.
Well, maybe I have to bring it up gently.
If you shake their hand and then you pull your hand back and now you have a dirty tissue, that's a bit sign you should stay away from that person.
Why is my hand stinking?
What's happening
also,
here?
if you had a fever and body aches, that wasn't a cold, my friend. You had something.
Was that COVID? Was that COVID?
I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a cold. I don't believe fevers normally accompany colds.
I'm just saying, this dude, if he would decided to be a lawyer, he probably would have been a doctor. So.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
He's smart enough that he could have just went down that.
Well,
but he
do
didn't.
know
He decided to popular.
Isn't the flu something like a couple days of like over 100 degrees?
It varies.
Okay.
It can differ.
I don't buy in the market.
The good news was, whatever the hell I had, I isolated myself. I did the normal thing. I went home. I'd said, I don't feel well. I'm out of here. And I stayed at home. I was a good boy. I isolated myself from society and made sure that whatever the hell was going on in my body for the third time left my body for the final time. So I don't want to have to deal with this anymore. And I'm really looking forward to the spring.
Also, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't the same thing 3 times because that doesn't normally happen. That's not how that works. No, that is not how it works. It was 3 different things.
If you feel good for one day, ladies and gentlemen, and then you're sick again, you got something else.
Yep.
Oh, great. So I probably have cancer.
Simple as that. No. I don't know what you have. I am not a doctor. I am not going to be internet acting like I'm a doctor. Like many other people in this world.
Maybe I have colon cancer. Who the hell knows? I mean, you never know.
I don't think so.
Those would be completely different symptoms. I don't think you're pouring mucus out your nose.
What the hell are you doing, Matt? Are you just reading Wikipedia right now? Like, stop.
No.
This is the physician's desk reference.
That's WebMD. It's like I'm trying to pull
Whatever happened, this is the land I want to go back to. Whatever happened to, oh man, I feel like shit, but I'm still going to attempt to be a human today. Maybe I need a little bit more rest. Maybe
that's what I need. Yeah.
Maybe I should go.
Oh, here we go. WebMD. I'm pulling it up right now.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Symptoms checker. Oh, I got to enter in my age. Okay, hold on. And my sex.
You're fucked as soon as that happens.
Yeah. What are my symptoms? Headache. Yeah. Let's see.
The symptoms you described, you're going to get like 50 different diagnoses.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go through it all.
You have Ebola, the measles, at the exact same time.
Diabetes.
Yes.
I'll let you guys know what I have as I continue to figure this whole thing out.
All right, well, if it makes you feel any better, I was semi-laid up most of this weekend with a back problem, so.
Oh, nice. You threw your back out again?
Yeah, and I don't know how, because I didn't do anything.
It's called being 40.
Yeah.
Not enough DDP yoga? What's going on over there?
Well, I did some back builder and hip builder exercises this weekend, which did loosen it up. So I just...
Stretching is very important.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Stretching is
very important. Yeah.
I'm just hoping I don't have a sports hernia.
That would suck. I had that once.
I feel it in the back, but, you know, when you have, like, if you touch and you feel the localized, it's, like, near the hip and sort of there. So I'm like,
you can have a flexor. Yikes.
Yeah, or I could have the flu. I don't know.
I just blame everything on COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have sinusitis down there, John. Steve. You never know.
Rhinositis.
Yeah, rhinositis.
Can we do what Fauci did on the internet? Can we just make shit up and just tell it?
I thought we were.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, just, he's such a great, mentor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried to give Mr. Craig, a holiday gift, a Fauci virus maker or whatever. That one time for Christmas, he wouldn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's why you're sick.
Matt's been playing around with he's been playing around with his what's it called?
With all the
what's that process called? The
PC. The test.
No. The when you engineer it to try and make it worse.
Oh yeah.
Gain of function.
In his
kitchen.
Oh yeah, I was probably doing all kinds of doing that during my kitchen probably back then.
Matt accidentally read the gain of function and tried to make muffins, and that's why he's sick. Because one of those monkeys that was released probably lives in your closet and you don't know about it.
There you go.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
That's so fun.
Let's see, a cup of milk, half a cup of rhinovirus, and...
mosquito! Put that in there.
Put that in there.
Little malaria?
All kinds of interesting little things.
That's fine.
That's what the mosquito nets are for, to trap them, right? So then you can pick them up.
Yes.
All right, we're going off the rails, and speaking of off the rails, let's go to topic 1.
Hey.
Yeah.
Talk
Man
about off the
alive.
rails. Okay, so last Friday, President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. There, I said it.
There you
It's
go.
late. They engaged in a heated international diplomacy of the highest level in front of the television cameras during an extraordinary Oval Office meeting. The three leaders had what can only be described as an argument in full view of the press, giving the public a glimpse of the sort of conversations that ordinarily happen behind closed doors. For a brief stretch, Trump raised his voice to the point of shouting, accusing Zelenskyy of lacking the leverage to negotiate a peace treaty with Russia that would satisfy Ukrainians. In a statement released after the meeting, Trump said Zelenskyy was not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. The president deemed that an unacceptable proposition. I don't want advantage, I want peace. On one side, Trump and Vance expressed their frustration at Zelenskyy for what they perceived as his lack of willingness to negotiate a ceasefire and subsequent peace deal. And in response, Zelenskyy pressed the two American officials, Vance in particular, for being, in his view, too credulous about Russian President Vladimir Putin's intentions should an end to the war be negotiated. Both Trump and Vance labeled Zelenskyy as ungrateful for American efforts to supply Ukraine with aid during the war and the role it was currently playing in the peace process. John's tired, so I'll go to Matt first.
Yeah, gosh. I a lot of I guess you could say I guess you could say what was I saying in the beginning, Steve? It was Zelenskyy and Trump sitting in a tree, BITCHING.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of a deal, also off of the kissing song. But listen, I really think Ukraine is a corrupt country. It's not a legit, like, there are a lot of bless you, John.
Silence.
There are a lot of shady things that happened. You know, we don't have to go into that with the prior administration. And before everyone loses their shit over Trump, we have to keep in mind this guy Zelenskyy was also giving Biden a lot of problems, and that's saying something considering that Biden wasn't fully functioning. So I don't want to hear anything out of the Dems saying, oh my God, Trump, you know, that kind of a deal, going all nuts and all crazy. I really think what's going to happen here is both sides look bad. They're going to want to try and rectify it, obviously, and they're going to have to do it in front of the world. They're going to have to do it again in front of the world to make sure that they're on the unified front. But they're going to have to go back to square one in that regard. I think it can be salvaged. I think that whole relationship can be salvaged because I think clearly Zelenskyy wants the war to be over. Clearly.
Does he?
I don't know. I hope he does. You're at it for 3 years. You haven't made any gains to push this Russian military-industrial complex out of your entire, original borders. You just haven't. You've made some gains, but then you lose some. But neither is Russia going all the way in and taking over the entire country either. So it's a stalemate. It's been a stalemate. It's been one of the more pointless wars, I think, in modern history. Certainly, probably in world history. It has to stop. This is absolutely ridiculous. We're wasting so much money in that country right now trying to make sure that Russia doesn't advance past, and they're not going to advance past Poland or anything of that sort. That'd be stupid of them to do that. Putin knows that. As crazy as he is, he's crazy enough, or he's not stupid enough to go past Ukraine and into Poland. That would be the dumbest thing he could possibly do. Because then he would get annihilated. He would absolutely be annihilated. He don't want that to happen. So the question is, what are they going to do? And now, all of a sudden, you're going to have to go back to square one with this whole meeting of the minds. Get Zelenskyy to kind of understand, look, the minerals deal that we signed is good for your country. It's going to put people to work instead of people out in the front lines. We're then going to talk to Putin. We're going to make sure that, hey, he's off limits. These are your borders. Done. We don't want to hear anything more. You're not invading him anymore. All that kind of stuff. I don't know what that whole side of the equation is. I'm just giving you my best guess of what they're going to try and do. Foreign policy is a difficult animal, gentlemen. It is a Rubik's Cube that is very difficult to solve. But yeah, it was not good on either side. Not good on either side.
No, I mean, and predictably, you know, the people on the right are like, oh, yeah, Trump put Zelenskyy in his
America
place.
first.
Yeah, and
That kind of
people
stuff,
on the left are, Trump made, looks like junior high school. He
Ukraine
embarrassed
first.
us. Embarrassed us. And I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this on live TV?
Right?
And you know why? Because both sides wanted to put on a show.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
And
Yep.
that's what they did. They weren't being serious. I mean, Zelenskyy, you don't know where half the money we've given you went, okay?
Yeah.
You're a friggin' idiot.
Yeah.
More than half.
More than half. I don't know. There was a 2 and a 1. I don't know. It was half. So, we've given all this money. He doesn't know where more than half of it went. Okay, so clearly there's something wrong here. And frankly, the reason Russia hasn't gone all in and just annihilated the country is because we wouldn't let them do that. Right?
Yeah.
And they know better than that.
Yeah.
And frankly, isn't it funny that the 2 times Putin has invaded Ukraine was both not under Trump's watch? Just saying.
Just
It's
saying.
shockingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. And as Matt pointed out, Biden was also like, hey, how about a thank you?
Yeah.
Right?
And this guy, Zelenskyy, has not had the audacity, or not the audacity, not the courage. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, he hasn't had the class enough to say, hey, thanks for all of what you have done to save my country from complete and total destruction and annihilation. At least I still have my capital in Kiev.
Yeah, so now he's like, oh, you guys are mean. I'm going to go to Europe. Hey, you got to give me money now. Like, right? I mean, that's what he's doing now.
Yeah. And there's no way they're going into NATO. Ukraine is never going to NATO. Never. That would be dumb for NATO. Yeah. John, go ahead.
Absolutely.
You could get
What do you got?
Belarus could blow up immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I have a side take to this.
Uh-oh.
What Steve said to his point is exactly he's playing the UK against the United States, who would give him money. Zelenskyy is that he wants to
more money.
He wants to launder money. He's a corrupt person in a corrupt system. He's the head of a corrupt system. Him coming here, I don't hate what Trump did. I wish he would have did it a little bit more tactful, but I mean, I'm also not the president of the United States, so I can't call that shot. And I don't know why the vice president was there. That was a little weird. But maybe because you need some diplomacy. Who knows?
All part of the show, like I said.
Yeah.
But at least American people that don't know who Zelenskyy is got to exactly see who he is. We already know who Trump is. Yeah. But they got to see who Zelenskyy is. Zelensky's not a nice person. He's never been a nice person.
Yeah.
He's a 2-bit actor that became president of a country, a corrupt country, and has done nothing but feed money out of people in the whole, oh, we're going to get attacked by Russia. You need to help me. You're going to help me. Oh, we'll do better. We've got all these things. We can help you back. And all he does is, I don't know where the money went. I don't know where the money went. Right. I don't know where the money went.
We can't figure out where the extra $100 billion you sent us.
He just came off as a fool.
Yeah.
And I don't feel sorry for him. I really wish I would be more inclined to be on the right-wing side if Trump was like, give us all our money back and you can kiss my ass and go back to your own country and figure it out because we want all our money back. But he didn't do that. He's trying to be, diplomatic. So
yeah, he's trying to negotiate.
He's trying to negotiate
2 warring countries.
Yeah, he's trying
to do that, right? I mean, that's hard.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to try to do it, but I wouldn't have a problem if he was like, give us all our money back.
Yeah.
I want to give it back to all the people.
Part of my question about, like, does he want the war to end? Like, he's getting all defensive about how, Putin's broken all these promises before. Yeah, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a little ceasefire? Just try it out.
I think Trump right now is he hasn't got his sea legs yet. He's trying to do so much. I think this was the first attempt and it failed. And I think he'll come back with a better attempt.
Yeah, but did it? I don't think it failed because of what he's doing. I think
agreed. But I'm just
openly
saying,
questioning because you get a ceasefire, now the money stops flowing, right? Just curious.
Why do you think Zelenskyy doesn't want a ceasefire?
Well, that's a great question. That's something he'll have to answer for. Yeah. That's something he'll have to answer for sure.
It's not a good situation. America is not in a good situation dealing with this war. I would rather us deal with stuff on the home front, but we have to solve this because we have to get involved if this doesn't get solved.
Well,
and that's not good. We don't want to go to war. We have no interest in going to war, so we need to solve it.
America has always taken a position, guys. You look back through our country's history, they've always negotiated peace first before even going to war.
Yeah.
The only exception to that would have been really George Bush invading Saddam Hussein in 2003. That second Iraq invasion to find the weapons of mass destruction. That was after a 9/11 attack. And we could go through a whole episode, I'm sure, talking about, well, was that a legit thing to do or not? That's very and highly controversial. This right here, though, you've got two warring countries. Both don't like each other, or at least now there was a love of Mother Russia at one point between these two. Ukraine to Russia, I should say. But now it's like
the southern corrupt end of Russia.
Southern corrupt end of Russia.
That's what we can call Ukraine.
Exactly. Exactly right. But because you've got NATO allies there, they don't ever want to have another war on that continent again. They know what World War II is like. You go through any one of those European countries right now, they talk to their kids and they teach their kids about World War II. This is what happens when evil is left unchecked. And the only one that right now is on that European continent that's evil is Russia. You can make an argument of that. And they have to be stopped. They have to be shown strength through this. And I think that's what Trump's trying to do. Friday wasn't a good example of that, obviously, because you had one idiot that was so concerned about his people that really just took it to the nth degree and wanted us to get him into NATO. And we're like, dude, no, that's not what we agreed to. And you don't hold the cards, pal. And, and that's where that whole escalation happened. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, but it can be salvageable. It's just a matter of just getting into that negotiating table again and just saying, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to try to do to stop the war. That's all we're trying to do is stop it. We don't want any more. No one wants war. Nobody. Unless you're an idiot, if you wanted war. I don't want war.
War's dumb.
Yeah. I have better things to do with my life. I have, I got to get colds from offices and work from home and all that kind of good stuff. I don't want to go to war. The hell with that, so.
Matt was self-diagnosing himself over the break. Go ahead, Matt. Tell us.
I figured it out.
Tell us what you think you have now.
I think I've got nasal polyps, guys. These are small polyps, may have no symptoms, but larger ones can block passages of sinuses, causing stuffy nose, difficulty breathing, loss of smell, and sinus infections. But nasal polyps don't need treatment. So
I have
so I'm screwed.
You. I've known you for 30 years.
Yeah.
When did you become a hypochondriac? Can you please tell me? Is this like later in life? Like, is this? We are close to the same age. Like, is this what I'm going to do next year? Like,
when you become more and more
senile. Toes falling off.
No, when you become more and more senile, John, as you come, I'm like
we're
setting
very
the bar
close
for
in
you.
age, so I'm asking.
Yeah. You become like more and more acute of like, oh my God, WebMD is like your friend, but it's really not. It's just like it's making you all paranoid. I got to delete that app off my phone. God,
ready? Watch this.
Please
okay.
do.
John, I'm going to plant the seed now. Hantavirus. Guarantee by the fourth topic, he's going to be sneezing blood. You watch. You watch. More to come in topic 3 on that front. But we're going to go to topic 2 now, which it's a bit of a twofer here.
Yeah.
There's been some discourse because, we have to talk NFL all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Did you know the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Eagles did win the Super Bowl.
They did. They totally did. I was in Dallas, too, and they hated my hat when I was in the bar.
All right, well, some of that hatred from others is spreading into, we're in the off season now, so rule changes aplenty.
And Roger Goodell's racist.
And Roger Goodell's racist. And once again, the topic of the Tush Push, or brotherly shove, as I like to call it, because Tush is gross, has come up again for a potential ban. Notable people who are advocating for it include the Green Bay Packers, who tried to do this anonymously, but failed because they were called out on the carpet. The Atlanta Falcons head coach, I believe, was another who was against it.
Okay.
Todd Bowles spoke out on our behalf, so good for him.
Good for him.
The justifications for the most reasonable justification, I should say, given for banning it was, the injury concern. However, a study has shown there were 0 injuries last year caused by the Tush Push. So
there you go.
Good luck with all of that.
And actually, I think that goes back 2 or 3 years.
Probably.
I don't think nobody's ever been injured during that play.
Yeah.
Maybe the Washington guy that fell on his head and tried to jump over.
3 times.
I don't think that was a real injury. I think that was just
like
stupidity.
Yeah, and I happened to see Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl lined up sideways to try and stop that was kind of stupid.
So let me take you guys back to the Andy Reid era in the Eagles.
They made lots of errors.
They tried. The NFL, this is how ridiculous the NFL is. When something is so successful, they try to ban it. And it becomes what everybody studies and does. I'm talking about the jet sweep. They tried to ban that when Andy Reid was early on in the Eagles. Yeah, they were trying to ban it because you can't have a guy in motion after the motion and blah, 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 blah. There are so many rules in the NFL that when someone figures out a hole in which they could do something, the first thing the NFL does is go, no. And then all of a sudden, everybody's going to be doing it in 5 years. And we're in that period of time now. Everybody's going to be doing this until it's not cool anymore. And then someone's going to come up with something else cool. And then that's going to be the worst thing in the world. And this has been the NFL the whole time. It's just, it's dumb. Like, they figured out a way to score on you from the one line. Shut up until someone figures it out.
Yeah. Here's my thing to that, right? Oh, you can't stop it. Here's how you stop it. Don't give them short yardage situations.
Yeah,
play better defense on first down and better defense on second down.
Thank you.
So when it comes to third or fourth down, they need more than a stinking yard to get to the next playoff.
Yeah. It's also been stopped.
Oh yeah, it's been stopped.
There's ways to stop it. People have figured out. It's just the league hasn't figured it out as a whole, so this thing goes away. That's why it keeps coming up at the competition committee or the rules committee or whatever stupid committee they have.
My favorite though is I want this banned because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Which has got to be the dumbest excuse.
It's ugly.
It's not a football play. And I'm thinking to myself,
do you want to hear the best part about this?
Get rid of the play action pass. Go on.
It's ugly. But you know the funny part about it? I feel that Sirianni is going to run sweeps off of this thing as soon as they ban it. Yeah. And it's going to take them 4 years to figure that out. And then they're going to be like, that doesn't work either. Like, we don't like that because they're lined up all weird.
Yeah. Well, the
NFL's screwed.
The argument is just so stupid because, like, I think I argued this with Steven in pre-production this week. You want to get rid of the play action pass. You want to talk about putting a defense in a compromising position. You're faking the ball as if you're going to run it. Then you go back, then you throw it.
But that's a part of football.
No, but you see, that is not fair for the defense. That's the whole argument. It's not fair for the defense to counter this tush push play. See, John, the point is what I'm making is it's so absurd. What you're saying. It's so absurd that it's like, well, then why don't you get rid of every single pass play, every single play action pass play, and then why don't we just declare I am going to run Saquon Barkley on a hip pitch to the right, and then you have to run and stop it. Well, if we're at that point in the NFL, good grief.
We should just ban the forward pass, frankly. I mean, that's not fair.
Well, but the argument is they wanna ban falling forward for a first down.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're trying to ban.
Yep.
But yet they give you forward progress when you catch a ball and you get Wally smacked and knocked back 27 yards. You still get forward progress.
You still got forward progress.
So what are they like? I don't understand.
Yeah.
The people who are against it are just jealous that they didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel. And the media doesn't know anything about football, so I don't want to listen to anybody.
Yeah.
They don't watch football. They're in the coffee room until it's over, and then they talk about it.
Yep. All right, well, let's talk about something that should be banned.
Oh, boy.
And that's the NBA All-Star Game. That should no longer exist.
Goodness.
Because if the players don't give a shit, why should I?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's simple. Can we just go on to the next topic? Because that's if you don't give a shit, why do I give a shit?
It is so bad. It has gotten so bad that you had Stephen A. Smith talking the Four Nations tournament that the NHL took a break for and criticizing the All-Star game for not being at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah, being better.
Being better. And the really funny part, I was sharing this with Matt in pre-production.
Yeah.
I saw he and Michael Wilbon were discussing this, and they were like, 15 years ago, we pitched to David Stern that they should do USA versus the world kind of,
that would be
style
genius
in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But he pointed out he doesn't think the USA players want to do it because they know they would lose.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I looked at the roster, what would be the starting rosters this year if they were to have done it. Yeah, they would have lost big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what can you do now to save the All-Star game? Because I don't think there's anything you can do. I'm afraid, back in the day, it was awesome. You got to see Jordan and Magic and Bird and Isaiah Thomas and all on same teams and going at each other. And it was fun. And now it's like, dudes who really just don't care, jacking threes up.
And they're being paid multi-millions of dollars, too, on top of that. And it's like the NBA's got a lot of problems.
Yep.
There are a lot of problems. Even though they're signing, like, lucrative TV deals and streaming deals, I think part of the lack of appeal is the fact that these players are making, what was it, Joel Embiid? 3 years, $194 million, something like that. 33% of the team's cap.
Something like that. Yeah.
Which blows my freaking mind. It's like, I can't believe one player occupies 1/3 of our team's cap in spending. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fix it because you have players that are apathetic to it right now. No matter what they try and do, they're like, this sucks. We don't want to be here. And it's like, boy, if you're going to have that attitude, what are you going to do when no one watches the NBA finals? That's going to be the problem. Like, all of this apathy is going to continue. And if you're only caring about like the last third of the season, let's just say, and maybe, you get into the playoffs, it's like, well, then what's the regular season for? And then you start, I don't know. It has me worried, guys. It really does, because I'm with you. Like, I remember growing up, it was like the thing. The NBA All-Star Game was a huge attraction for the league because you had Jordan and Bird and McHale and, all these folks. And, they're going up against Worthy and Magic and, it was amazing. It was just like fantasy basketball. It was like unbelievable. And now it's like, we don't even know what we're going to do. No idea. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix it.
The Four Nation thing is funny because they went a little over the top.
Oh, yeah.
You had the Kachuk brothers throwing fists with the Canadians 3 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, but
I want you guys to care. I want you to care. But if I'm the Florida Panthers, I'm like, I kind of need you in a couple months for the Stanley Cup playoff run.
Just a little bit.
I don't need you breaking an orbital bone and missing.
This comes back to Pete Rose running the catcher in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
What do you want to see? Like the argument I don't watch All-Star games because I have no interest. I have no interest. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Pro Bowl. I don't care if it's Major League Baseball. I have no interest in watching an All-Star. I'd rather watch playoff sports.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have no, and I enjoy baseball regular season. Tried to watch the Sixers, but God, that was hard. I got better shit to do sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, watch a couple Flyers games here and there. I have better shit to do. Like Eagles are more, NFL's more designed. I don't think that's what people are more designed to do. Having an event, you watch the event, you're good with the event, you walk away from it.
You move away. Yeah.
These everyday things gets a little bit too much for the everyday person. I don't just go back to basics. And I think didn't the NHL do that years ago? They did that like skills competition before the game, and then it was cool, and it was okay. Why not just the NBA seems to they keep trying to change it. Why not just have a 3-point contest and you need to have your top 5 guys that are 3-point guys, and then you have a dunk contest.
That's your problem.
Your top 5 guys, and then that's all you do, and then but they're allowing these guys to say no to it.
Yeah.
But shouldn't that be
LeBron? It's a great point, John, because I mean, this year you had LeBron James. We can have a conversation about him, whatever. But LeBron gets to the All-Star game, goes to it, and within I think it was like an hour and a half, said, you know what? I got an ankle issue. I can't play.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like it takes away like somebody who could have deserved to be there.
But you have $14 billion at this point. Why would you? I don't feel like running with these guys.
Well, yeah, see? But why not put some people there? And that's another question. I don't know, like, are they like voted on by like I guess the fans? I'm guessing, right? If they're all voted in,
it's probably like they vote in the starters and then somebody else picks the reserves.
I'm sure that New York Times has everything to do with everything, and it's just like, oh, we got a million votes for the guy that's been on TV all the time. He's in.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But Matt, you made a good point with LeBron doing that. Why not, if you don't want to be there,
don't be there.
Don't be there. Give somebody else who, hey, it's their first time they're going to be there. They may actually be excited about it.
Yeah.
Right? Give them the roster spot so you can actually have somebody who wants to be there instead of being like, nah, and now you're short-handing the rest of the team and you're just going to sit at the end of the bench.
People are still going to like love you being there, but at least it's like you're saying,
you should show up.
Yeah.
Wave to the crowd. Like, you should have the stars there, but why not take, for a 3-point contest, why not take 6 guys, right? Yep. I'm talking pre-All-Star game, right? You take statistically, you take those guys and you have the top 6 3-point guys have a 3-point contest. Put it on TV. And then you have, like, the guys that have the most percentage of dunks, and then you have a dunk contest. And then you take, maybe that would make the all-stars that you're selecting have to put on a show because a show just got put on in front of you.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like pressing their ego. Well, that's the only thing I can think of.
Therein lies the problem. That's why nobody is doing the dunk contest anymore, because they're afraid they're going to lose and it's going to harm their reputation.
Yes.
And hurt their image and hurt their brand. LeBron doesn't want to get shown up by Mac McClung of all people.
Yeah, and you saw that could happen. Yeah, you could see that would happen.
Absolutely.
But the NBA does have control. They are under NBA contract. So you could, it's an appearance. You would have to pay them an appearance fee, but you could force them to be there.
Yeah, it's a matter of like, what can you do? I heard this argument. What can you do to extend your own brand? Like Jordan, everybody knows about the Jordan brand. Yeah, that's important, right?
Important. If you want to make billions of dollars, that's what you need to do.
Set yourself. Don't be afraid to take a risk. Set yourself apart. Make that have that opportunity to go out there and compete at the highest level, and get your guys to do the same thing too. And look, you got multiple sponsorships after that point. If you're there because you're worried about getting shown up by Matt McClung, make sure Matt McClung doesn't show up to the thing in the first place. People don't want to see him They want to see you perform at the highest level because they love what you're doing already. They want to have that fantasy of like, this is what it would be like to see the best players in the world at that moment in a dunk contest, on the court playing in the All-Star game. And if you're like, oh, you know what? I don't want to sit out on this, and I certainly don't want to go back in and go up against McClung, who might outside. No. Do yourself a favor and make yourself a brand, basically. It's what's great about America.
Make America great again.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Watch out.
You know, you're really starting to worry me. All these illnesses you keep getting. You're like that one character in Oregon Trail who, as you're going along, it's like so-and-so has blah, so-and-so, and you just keep getting sick over and over again. Matt, John, we better be careful.
I have dysentery.
I I was just going to say, Matt's going to be dying of dysentery in 2 weeks. You watch.
Yeah. We need to make him Bubble Boy immediately. Now he's just going to be Bubble Boy.
I love it.
We will not be known as Matt anymore. We will
at least I'll have control of the remote. You know, that kind of a deal. And
hey, whatever gets you with that bubble.
Well, I think we need to give Matt a shotgun so he can go out and shoot a couple of squirrels. Get his dinner before he dies of dysentery. He needs that experience.
Yes.
We will never get to Oregon.
We need to eat.
Yeah. He's gonna take one of the oxen with him too. Damn it.
Oh goodness. And
a broken axle.
Jeez.
This wagon train is not a rolling anymore.
Hey, Steve, screw this. I'm walking up.
Sounds good to me. And if you don't want to die of dysentery, you should go to our website, toonibstalking.wordpress.com. No, that's not a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He acted the cure for dysentery is actually on the website.
It's buried in the metadata. I promise you.
Buried right
you have
down
to
under.
Dig through it. No, that's not true. But what is true is you can see episodes. You can watch our episodes there all the way back to 140. If you want to see something before that, it will take you to our YouTube channel where we ask you to like, share, and subscribe. I don't know if you saw, but Glenn posted another comment yesterday. Whole long diatribe. I got bored halfway through it.
Glenn, we're not. Glenn, I love you, but we're not listening. You know what? Start your own fucking podcast.
Most of the diatribe wasn't about the Eagles either, so I feel bad that I didn't complete it. But at some
awesome.
point, I will.
That's
when
awesome.
I have time. Just Glenn, short sentences, short. Like
we know you're smart.
Why is he calling me fake news?
To us all the time.
Glenn, I am not fake news. I tell you the truth, pal. All right? Come on.
Well, be like Glenn. Like, share, and subscribe at YouTube when you go there. Unlike, actually, I shouldn't say this because I don't know if Glenn subscribed to the website or not. If you go to the website, on the homepage, there's a box there. You put your email in it, you hit submit. You will be notified every time I remember to upload the latest episode to the website. It's magic. It works. It's cool. You should do that. I don't know if Glenn did that or not. I don't know how many subscribers we have. It's not. It's automated. On the website.
Oh, on the website.
Not on the YouTube. On the website. Yeah. I have no idea. It's automated. So you won't get an email from me. You will get an email from admin at I don't know, whoever that is.
He's evil, not us. He's evil, not us.
Oh, goodness.
Spam. All right. Moving on to topic 3, since we continue to talk about illnesses.
Yes.
As I choke on my own saliva. Perhaps our body temperature isn't 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, or at least not anymore. One woman, while laying down while feeling sick, posited that on TikTok. Should we adjust our idealization of when a fever actually happens? I have a normal body temperature of 97.6, but I feel horrible, but my temperature is only 99.1. The number of 98.6 degrees was based previously on millions of temperature readings of 25,000 people in the mid-19th century by a German physician. But you must remember, life expectancy was in the late 30s, about half as long as Americans live today. People didn't have access to regular healthcare, antibiotics, or adequate living standards. Illness and death from tuberculosis, pneumonia, dysentery.
There you go.
and syphilis, among other illnesses, were common. Altogether, people dealt with constant inflammation, putting our immune systems in overdrive to fend off pathogens, which raised our body temperature.
Oh.
A 2017 study using records of more than 35,000 patients also found average temperatures at nearly 97.9 degrees. Not only that, women have higher temperatures than men. Older people are usually colder. Other factors determine body temperatures such as time of day, you are cooler earlier in the day, height, the taller the colder as heat spreads, and weight, heavier is warmer. So, when my doctor tells me I'm reporting a 99.5 temperature and feel like shit, and he says that's not a fever, he is dead wrong. Give me the medical doctorate right now.
Exactly. He's pulling one of those. He's having one of those XP errors. You never know.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
What is if you like, I feel sick, and you take your temperature and you determine you don't have a fever, what does this thing say on your thermometer when you read it? Because mine's usually like 97.5.
Yeah, I'm right there. Yeah, normally 97. If I'm sick, it's over 100. Like, if I have a fever or I'm running real hot, yeah, it's greatly, exaggerated in that, like, hey, I'm not feeling really good. Oh, 101. All right, I need some, like, antibiotics. I need to lay down.
Yeah.
Normal temperature, like, if I, like, have a slight cold and you take your temperature real quick, just to kind of, like,
Make
feel
sure.
Yeah. I need to feel a little sluggish. Is it that I just worked 60 hours, or is it that I'm coming down with something? And I pops in normally like 97.5, 97.6. I've never had the 98.6. I've never run that hot normally.
I mean, maybe I was at 98.6 when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. Like when you're a kid, it's like, oh, I remember when it was 98.6 degrees.
I think
when you're growing up, but I don't have a thermometer here in the house. So I have no idea. But what I do
so he just decides on fever. That just determines fever.
You are woefully underprepared, sir.
But what I do know is when I did have whatever I had last Wednesday, it caused my body temperature to rise. I could definitely feel it. I could definitely feel warmer. And it was like, okay, something's going on there. And then obviously it broke the next day after I took some antibiotics, and I was okay. I took some acetaminophen, totally fine. Everything
That's
was
not
fine.
Antibiotics.
Whatever. Thank you for correcting me. I had one of. Sorry, it wasn't that.
John, he really does not know medicine. We're gonna have to educate this fool.
It's also 9:45 at night, and I'm dead tired. But I took. The point is, I took the medicine, felt fine, and my body temperature has been normalized. It's stable. Now, what it is, on the regular, I really don't know. I don't take my body temperature normally every single day or every other or whatever the case may be.
Well, I don't either. But like John said, when I feel wrong,
I double check.
I'm gonna check to make sure I'm not running a fever.
Yeah.
If I am, if you're running a fever, that's like permission slip to go back to bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only reason I do it is because it's a double check. Because I feel like crap, it could be 12 different things. If I'm running a fever, that's immediately, there's medicine for that. You can take a fever reducer, you can chill out, you can get that, you can handle a fever. If I'm snotty and I don't feel like I have a fever, I won't check. I'm just like, all right, it could be allergy, it could be, I could have a little sinus infection. No big deal, go on with it. But if I feel like worn down, that's when I do it. But like I was saying, I understand this study seems pretty awesome because I think they're right. I don't think that there's a standard body temperature. I think there is, and almost it could be a way of everybody correcting their baseline. When you feel great, take your body temperature and then judge off of that.
Yeah.
Because that might be a good idea, because that's how I judge off. If I have a 99, I'm not concerned because I'm too up. But if it's over 100, I'm concerned.
Or if you have a 97.9, you're not concerned because you know that's you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not dying. I'm fine.
Right. Right.
I mean, when I get over 99, that is a fever for me.
Yeah, that's concerning.
And whenever I have a fever, I have a headache that occurs right here.
Yep.
And when you have a fever, your body shuts off your sweat mechanism because sweat, the body is raising the temperature to kill off the germ. Right?
Yeah.
So sweating lets you cool off. Your body's like, no, I need this temperature, so you're not going to sweat. And you get that weird kind of dry, like you're hot, but you can't sweat it out.
Yeah, you're used to sweat here or there. Like,
and you're hot,
really
and you're
amazing.
like, it's not, I'm not sweating. So when I get to 99.5 and I feel like that and I have the headache and it hurts to walk around, I'm like, I have a fever. It just pisses me off that the doctor's like, no, you don't have a fever.
Yeah.
Fever's over 100. I'm like, stop compartmentalizing me.
I don't fit in.
What if I started
box?
lesser than you? Like, what the hell? Like, why are we using 98.6?
Right.
I think the 98.6 is just bullshit. Propaganda. They decided in the study, and that's what it was, and they were just like, they took dumb immigrants, you know, our
and they
forefathers.
probably haven't updated it.
And they haven't updated it because they don't have the computer to update it, and they don't know how to update it. They don't know what the tab key does, and they can't move over to that one to say update.
That's what's so great about science. You can always retest something, retest another hypothesis. Here you go.
I'm pretty sure, well, they did already, didn't they, in the article?
Oh,
yes, that's the 2017 study.
Love it.
That's where they got the new 97.5, the phonetic.
I'm all for the 97 because that makes me feel more normal than it did with the 98 because I've never hit 98.
Same here. Guy. I'm always like, what am I?
Never been that guy.
Yes.
So not giving health advice out, but if you're listening to the podcast and you care about your body temperature, when you feel really good, take your temperature and then work off of that. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just saying, get your temperature.
Take it in the morning, afternoon, and evening because it does rise over the course of the day.
Yes, and you'll have it from what you eat and all those kinds of things. Right. So if you're eating a lot of carbs, your temperature's going to go up. Your body works hard. But get that. If you're worried about it, if you're listening to us and you're extremely worried about it, don't be worried. Just figure out what your temperature is and move forward. It's not hard.
I'd like to thank Dr. John Tracy for the health advice in that last segment.
I'd like to also thank John Tracy for that. That was really helpful. That really kind of calmed me down. Dr. Tracy. Thanks, John.
Know your body temperature.
Stop being such a baby.
Stop being so neurotic about health. Jesus.
All right. So
you're
we're
dead when you're dead.
4.
You're alive when you're alive. Just calm down.
We're going to topic 4. Jeez. We had some fun last week. We did the What If Sports running this year's Super Bowl winning Eagles team, Glenn, against some other historic teams. What we wanted to do this week was there are a number, unfortunately, of Philadelphia Flyers teams that failed. They came close, but failed to take home that title. So we wanted to put them in a simulated tournament and see who would prevail of those teams to win our What If Cup.
There you go. I love it.
I just named that on the fly.
There you go. Yeah. The What If Cup. I love it.
What If Cup. All right. So Matt is running the What If. We've got 8 teams into brackets. We've seeded them based on just random bullshit we were talking about. And it was really kind of a gut.
That's how the world works.
Yeah, it was pretty much a gut feel. Johnny.
It was a gut feel. We debated it. We had some good discussions. So we think we landed in a good place. But
some of the teams surprised us when we were looking back on it. It was like, whoa, okay, we didn't realize that this team was really was much better than we thought. You know, that kind of now come out.
I love the fact that you guys did this. I'm also extremely happy. I'm just being honest.
All right, so let's start off with the 1-8. Let's start off with the 1-8. So the 8 seed, we have the 2008 Philadelphia Flyers, who made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat Washington in the opening round in 7 games.
Okay.
When Joffrey Lupul scored a power play in overtime, John.
There you go.
They then beat the top seeded Montreal Canadiens surprisingly in the second round before
Why
falling
is
to the...
Riley Cote on the left
Yeah,
wing?
that's... Yeah,
we'll fix all that before we get started.
We will fix that. I don't even remember Yaroslav Modric being on that team. But anyway. So
I don't think I remember Yaroslav Modric.
Their run ended in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who went on to lose to the Detroit Red Wings in the Stanley Cup Finals. But disappointing. So
they deserved it.
Matt, let's adjust this starting lineup here.
Okay, all right.
I guess we can leave Briere as the center, right? That's probably
that's fine.
He's the greatest flyer ever. No.
So let's see. Thornton, Prospel, Hartnell, Gagne.
Well, Gagne actually didn't even play. He was out with concussion that year.
Hartnell, do you think?
Let's go with that.
On the first line?
Well, it's just the starting scoring line, basically.
Yeah, it's the starting scoring line. All right, then I'd probably Jeff Carter or Mike
Knuble. Let's go
Knuble at the right wing?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the D pair, that should just be Chemo and Braden Coburn.
Yeah.
and Coburn. Okay.
And then
for the home team.
All right, so for the top seed, they are going against the 2004 Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
One of my favorite.
Jeremy Roenick said it's the best team he ever played for. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals, lost in 7 games to the Tampa Bay Lightning. However, they were
87 goalies, apparently.
Right. We're going to start Robert Esch. He was the goaltender in the playoffs.
There you go.
Even though Sean Burke's pads were way better. Just saying.
For the starting scoring line, why don't we go with Keith Primo, who was unbelievable in that. We can leave Gagne and then put Jeremy Roenick on the right side. That was a big scoring line in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's up top.
Thank you. Okay. And your defensive pair, Desjardins has to be in there, right? Along with
I would say Kim Janssen.
Kim Janssen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
no, we are not playing at the Air Canada.
We're not playing at the Air Canada Center.
Hell no.
So
Wells Fargo, man.
Yeah,
Wells
Fargo.
Or we could do it in the old Spectrum. How about that?
Oh yeah, let's do that. In the old Spectrum, everybody plays in the old Spectrum.
Yeah, it's fantasy, so why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Entire tournament goes to the
nice. Now, this is a choice between regular season and playoff. I've never done this before, so
I would say playoff because we don't want to.
Yeah, playoffs no shootout. Playoff no shootout. Yep.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Spin it.
And the winner is the 2003-2004 Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 2-1.
Okay, so they move on to the bracket, correct?
They would move on in the bracket. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Are we doing a quick summary?
Yeah. Okay. I'd like to know why Michael Hanzus got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
The conduct, right? Yeah.
That's a little
someone pulled his hair and he punched somebody.
Game looks like, which is interesting. But you have Coburn from Briere and Knuble, 07-08 Flyers ahead. And then the game was tied by Yoni Pikkanen from Primo and Williams.
I could see that.
And you have the penalty by Hanzus that was killed off. And then Gagne in the third period, 3 minutes in, scores on a rebound from Roenick and Pikkanen. Wow. 2-1, and that was it.
Can we talk about how the 2004 team took 54 shots
on net?
What? In a 3-period game?
In a 3-period game, yeah.
Wow.
Well, my guess is it's probably the old Spectrum in Philadelphia, and because of that, there was a lot of loosey-goosey play, maybe. I don't know. Coburn and Tiemann also played 40 minutes. I don't think that was true.
That's them.
74 shifts. That's a lot. Kim Janssen had 80. That's crazy. Roenick with 51 shifts. Let's see. Okay.
Alexei Zhamnov only got 3 shifts? What the hell?
Yeah, 3 shifts a minute, 6.
Wow. What was he, benched?
Maybe. You know Ken Hitchcock.
Ash with 35 saves. Marty Buron, though, with 52 saves.
Nice.
Okay, so
nice.
mostly a defensive effort here. Nobody got ejected, which is funny. That was good.
No
injuries.
No
On
injuries.
to the next.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So we'll do then the.
What's
We're not going to
next?
reseed, right? We're just going to do
No.
like
No,
college
we're just
basketball.
we're just
Right.
moving
Okay.
on. Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the 4-5 then.
Okay.
Okay.
The 5 seed is the 1985 Philadelphia Flyers.
One of
Made
my
it
favorite.
all the way to the Stanley Cup final before losing in 5 games to the Oilers.
Yes. 5 games to the Oilers. Yeah. So, Johnny, we looked them up. They were phenomenal. They were an
They
amazing
were one
team.
of my favorite. Yeah, they were my favorite team.
Yeah.
I would keep that starting lineup the exact same because
Yeah,
I think I remember. I think I remember it that way.
Yeah. I couldn't disagree.
Okay.
I mean, Kerr with Prop and Sinisalo, and then
Kerr was a center?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I didn't realize
yes.
that.
Yeah.
He was listed as a right winger on the cards,
Mhm.
but he was dual purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Like
was
when Lindros moved to the right wing on the power play,
Got it.
like kind of that kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
where he
Timmy
was.
Kerr went to the center on the power play and scored all of his goals in the
Mhm.
power play, as we saw
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
in our statistics. Yeah.
It was like 48 goals, 45 of them on the power
It was
play.
on the power
ridiculous.
play.
Dude had hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
that you can't
Yeah.
even understand.
All right, well,
Yeah.
speaking of Lindros, they are going up against the 4 seed, who was the 97 team,
Ooh.
who
One of my
steamrolled through the
fav- oh,
East
Yeah.
before they were unfortunately unseeded swept by the Detroit Red Wing,
Yeah.
beginning of their dynasty
Yeah.
in the Stanley Cup final.
Was Desjardins on? Yeah, Desjardins was on this
Desjardins.
team. We should probably change him to...
Desjardins
Yeah.
and Tyrion, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Legion of Doom.
Legion
Yeah,
of Doom is there.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hextall and Net, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Snow,
Let's see.
Hextall or Snow? You want to go with the guy with the percentage, the best percentage?
I would probably lean Hextall because I think he was
Yeah.
mostly in that playoff run.
Yeah, they started
For
Snow in the
majority of
playoff
the game.
run, but they ended up going back to Hextall.
All right, so we go Hextall, Lindbergh.
Yeah, let's. Yeah.
Okay,
Hextall,
I'm
Lindbergh.
okay with that. I'm okay with that.
All right.
Yep. Okay. All
Do
right.
it.
In the Spectrum in Philly, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 5-3. Wow. The 85 Flyers with an
Wow.
upset
That's what's
over the Legion of Doom. Holy cow.
Deeper team.
And this one
I
was,
think.
yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. They blitz out to a 3-0 lead. Goals by Tim Kerr, Todd Bergen. I don't remember off the top of my head. Brian Propp. Wow.
Tim Kerr was on the assist. Tockett was
Yeah.
there with the assist. Mary Craven
Mary
was,
Craven.
was in there.
They were a great
Nice.
team back in the day. Lindros with Leclerc and Terry made it 3-1. You have a John Leclerc and Tim Kerr get into a little bit of a roughing scrap
Awesome.
at
That's
8:45. Can
amazing.
you imagine
That's
that, Johnny?
amazing.
Isn't that
That's
cool?
amazing. Two big ass men just beat the shit out of each other.
That's
That's
Who were
awesome.
not known for penalties either.
They were not known for penalties at all.
No, neither of
Poulin,
them.
though. Poulin comes back 4-1 with a goal.
Oh, John's boy, Pat Falloon scored
Patty
a goal.
Falloon
Yeah,
Falloon
look,
makes
he
it
scored from
4-2.
Rob Brindamore and Peter Zamora.
You can't go a game in the NHL without a Dave Brown penalty, of course. So he got 2
Right.
minutes for interference. Ilka Sinisalo scores, makes it 5-2. Hextall's yanked, pulled from the
Oh,
net.
man.
Oh,
about
see
that?
what
Yeah.
we're saying? Chris Terrian scored.
Terry with a goal, make it 5-3, but that was pretty much it. 31-30 in shots.
Okay.
So it was
even
interesting.
game.
A little bit even game there. So let's see. What do we got here? Yeah,
20 shots by the 97 Flyers in the second period, though. That's
Mhm.
interesting.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
Well, they were trying to come back at that point.
Sinisalo with a 3-point game.
Very cool.
Prop with a 3-point game. No
12
surprise.
shots?
With 12 shots.
Thanks. Brian Propp, not that I watched a lot of Brian Propp. I was very young with Brian Propp, but just his personality seems like he would be a guy that would game
I remember one time he was playing in a charity event, and he was playing up against a good buddy of mine, Steve Rowe. Actually, I think it was a collection of local coaches around the area, and they're playing the Flyers alumni, and he's playing on defense, and he's going back, and Brian Propp is coming down his right side, and he decides to block Brian Propp's wrist shot,
That's probably
which
not a good
then
idea.
proceed to hit him in the stomach and give him a bruise from his stomach all the way over to his left kidney.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
When I played against Brian Propp, I made it loudly known in the locker room, I am not standing in front of that.
No.
Yes. I will leave to the side.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He can have that shot. Goalie, good luck.
Lindros with a goal. Tyrion, goal and assist. Leclerc with 2 assists in the game here.
That's not what he does.
Brindamore with a helper. Yeah.
All right, so moving on then.
A couple of other things. No injuries, no ejections, all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah. Gar Snow, though, 14 saves out of 14 attempts. How about that? But Pelle Lindbergh, what a... Wow.
All right, so...
Good stuff. Okay, moving on.
All right, so we're going to do the 2 seed versus the 7 seed.
Okay.
So for the 7 seed, we have the 1995 Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
That was their first year back in the playoffs since 89, I think.
Yeah.
And they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals before falling to the New Jersey Devils in 6 games. And I think, no, you want to switch out for Desjardins there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. They're going up against the 2 seed, which is the 2000 Philadelphia Flyers.
2000 Philadelphia Flyers. Okay.
Who had a terrific run to the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat up on the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. Went to 5 overtimes against the Pittsburgh Penguins in Game 4 in the second round. And then had a 3-1 lead before, unfortunately, losing in 7 to the Devils in the Eastern Conference Finals. So both of these teams lost to the Devils in the Eastern Finals.
Are we going with goalie?
Bush.
We're going with Bush?
We're going with Bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bush.
What about this starting scoring line here? Because we've got...
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Change that up, I think, right? Don't you think?
No.
No,
Keep
that was the scoring line.
Keep everything here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No changes? Okay.
No, everything was right except for the goalie.
And we have Boucher against Hextall. Okay. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And wow, it's 6-5 in overtime. 95 moves on.
Wow.
The 95. I remember the 95 team. They were a young and up and coming. Yeah. Lindros, I think, was like kind of starting to get into a little bit of his prime, and they were really good. They were getting really good. Yeah.
He was the MVP that year.
Very good. Yeah. 6-5 though in a very tightly, very entertaining game back and forth. Look, we're going to have to go through the overtime period. Looks like we have a couple of
Lindros for chirping. Craig
5-minute major, Sean Antosky for elbowing, and a 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah, that's a Sean Antosky penalty right there.
Yes.
That totally is. Yeah.
Wow, the 2000 team was up 3-0 on the power play scored after that. Holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah. 94-95 then comes back. You have 2 Leclerc goals, makes it 3-2. Then you have Lindros tying it for the 95 Flyers. Gagne then for the 00 Flyers, 4-3. Lindros then responds back, tied again, 4-4. Yuskevich for Brindamore and Dykhouse, 5-4. Then Recchi on the 2000 Flyers comes back, ties it again, gets a hat trick. 5-5 after 3 periods of play. You then have 1 overtime period, a couple of penalties here of note. You got Lindros for unsportsmanlike
Lindros gets
conduct.
double penalties. That would never happen in real life.
Right? Berube for high sticking, and then Lindros again for tripping.
Penalties were one-sided in overtime, it seems.
Yeah.
Very much so.
They were
All in the
called in
2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Renberg shoots and scoring the rebound by Leclerc and Lindros.
Which was totally Eric Lindros and Leclerc. And then Renberg came up to that.
In double overtime. That's amazing. Wow. All right.
Holy cow.
That's a one for the ages right there.
Yeah, you have 2 goals, 3 assists here for Lindros, and then 2 goals, 2 assists for Leclerc.
So Lindros versus Lindros. How many goals did they both score?
It looks like just 2.
Oh.
Yeah, because the 2000 Lindros only had 1 assist.
Come on, 2000 Lindros. You were better than that.
Luke Richardson, a -3.
Oof.
That's awful. Recchi, though, 3 goals, 1 assist, he had the hat trick for the 2000 Flyers. But yeah.
Wow.
That was entertaining. Wow, 6-5. Wow.
That's
It's double
good.
overtime. Very good.
Our first real upset of the day. All right, so we're going to conclude with the 3-6 matchup now.
Okay.
to round out the first round. So the 6th seed is the 2010 Philadelphia Flyers, who
one of my favorites.
Got in on the last day with a shootout victory over the New York Rangers. Came back from down 3-0 against the Boston Bruins, both in the 7-game series and Game 7, beat the Montreal Canadiens, and then fell to the Chicago Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Finals in heartbreaking fashion.
Yeah.
We are not putting Michael Leighton in net. You were giving me Brian Boucher.
All right. What about you guys okay with the starting scoring line, or
no.
What do we do? Okay.
Yeah. No.
All right. So what do we got here? Let's see. Who do we got as the center?
Wasn't Richards the center?
Yeah, it's listed as
on
the
that
center
team?
here.
Yeah.
He was one of them. Let's do Richards.
Richards with
Briere and Gagne. I think that's
okay.
Yeah. That's what
and Pronger and Tiemann were together, I think, weren't they? Or were they?
They were not. It was usually Pronger with Carl and Tiemann with Coburn. But if you want to,
do Tiemann and Coburn?
Yeah, I would load up the D. Because the two best.
Okay.
Whenever.
So
just leave it as is.
Leave it as is. Okay.
Load it up. It's a 1-game elimination. You got to go with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, they are going up against the 3 seed, the 1987 Philadelphia Flyers.
Ooh, one of my favorites of all time.
Who pushed Gretzky's Oilers to 7 games.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think of that lineup there, John?
Oh yeah, well Hextall absolutely. He was the man there. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We go. Let me just look Zezel. Let me try to play Zezel. If I can.
So you Mellenby.
Mellenby was
Tocchet.
Tocchet. Yeah, let's replace him with Tocchet.
Okay.
Yeah. And prop top notch.
Okay. Tim Kerr's the center.
Yeah, let me look at the defenseman because I don't think Howe played with March.
Was it Howe with
Crossman? Yeah. Okay.
Howe's with Crossman.
That seems legit.
Okay.
Since that's my introduction into hockey, I think I'm good.
86-87 against 29-2010.
Come on.
Right, let's see.
Come on, 87.
3-2-1.
Does the 2010 team have another miracle in them?
They do not. 86-87 moves on.
See.
5-3, the final.
You messed with me because it's two of my favorite teams, so. I have tears out of one eye and happiness out of the
other. So a lot of goals, obviously, in the first period. You got Sinisalo opens the scoring, but then Van Riemsdyk ties it. But then goals by Craven, Prop, and Markel. 4-1 after 1 period of play.
Yep.
Hartnell scores to make it 4-2.
I love these penalties.
Tocchet and Briere needs 2 minutes for roughing. What the hell happened there? That's what I'd like to know. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
The next one I could see Hartnell and Hospodar.
That's a fight. That's a fight.
But Tocchet and Briere, that's hilarious. Tocchet though does score in the 3rd period, makes it 5-2. Boucher then gets pulled for Johan Backlund, who I disagree with.
I remember him.
You remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember him, but I don't don't quiz me on him.
Yeah. Darryl Powell gets called for a cross-check by them. Pronger with a late goal. 5-3 your final in this one. Briere, Gagne, each -4. Carter, a -3 in the game. Pronger, 1 goal, 1 assist. But if you're looking down here, Prop, 1 goal, 2 assists. Tocchet, 1 goal, 2 assists. Sinisalo, 1-1. Craven with a goal. Markel, goal and assist. I mean, they were loaded. This team was an absolutely loaded team. I don't know what happened to J.J. Daigneault. 41 seconds, 2 shifts. That's incredible for a defenseman. A little bit weird.
I'm glad he was benched.
Yeah. Didn't get ejected, no injuries, so we're all good there. But yeah.
All right. Okay, so the second round, we're doing the 1 seed, the 2004 Flyers against the 5 seed, the 1985 Flyers.
Right.
No, that should be, the away team is 85.
Oh, it's 85. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My fault. Let me just do that again. 85.
Lower seed, so they have to be away.
Yep. 85, and then You said 2000.
04.
The 04 team.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
All right. Put Esh in.
Ash is in.
And fix that to Primo.
And Roenick, right?
Roenick and Janssen should be in for Ragnarsson.
Yes, okay. And
I think we were good with that.
I think we're okay, Johnny, with that, right? For 84, 85? Kerr, Prop, and Sinisalo. I think that's what we had.
85, yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, Spectrum, here we go. Playoffs, here we go. Semifinal, 3, 2, 1. It is the 04 Flyers.
Look at
that.
Okay.
4-2. Holy cow. Yeah, not even close. Recchi with a goal. Power play goal by Prop. Makes it 1-1. Anthony Amante. That would be one Tony Amante. Yeah.
Tony Amante. Yeah.
Tony Amante with 2 goals in a game.
Look at that.
Yeah, with 2 goals in a game. Makes it 4-1. Pullen with an unsportsmanlike and Sutter for elbowing. That sounds about right. Lindsey Carson on a rebound goal makes it 4-2, but too little too late for the 85 Flyers. The 04 Flyers with a huge upset. Move on.
I don't call that an upset.
Yeah, I don't call it an upset either.
Okay. All right.
They were a damn good team.
They're pretty good.
The 85 Flyers.
Weinrich with 2 assists. Yeah, go ahead.
If the 87 Flyers lost to the 04 Flyers, consider that upset, but I don't.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Anthony Amante. I like that. That's funny.
Anthony Amante.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
All right. So the other semifinal we have as the away team, it is the 1995 Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
Going up against the 1987 Philadelphia Flyers.
As you guys already heard.
All right, so it's Hextall on both sides of the aisle there.
Yes, absolutely.
We got to have Desjardins and Terrien together.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And you need to change Dezel out for
Kerr, Prop, and was it Sinisalo?
No, I think we did Tocchet.
Tocchet, I think. Wasn't it, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Tocchet.
Yeah. And here we go at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. The 95 Flyers.
Holy cow.
7-2 over the 87 Flyers.
That's an upset.
Wow.
That is an upset. That is, wow. Holy
Lindros
cow.
with a hat trick in the game. Lindros with a hat trick.
I think that's the dream that we always wish we had. The 87 team would have blown them out like 10-2.
Yeah, that's shocking. That looks like it's all Legion of Doom here.
Yeah,
they could not handle the
Which
Legion
would
of Doom
make
line.
sense for that 87 team because they couldn't compete with the Oilers that threw 3 lines of them.
Yeah,
so it makes total sense.
Well, this isn't a 3-line deep team. This is a team that has a gigantic
1 line. Yeah,
first 1 line, but they are all huge, fast dudes.
Mm-hmm. You have Remberg with the first goal, Lindros with the second. And Toscan keeps getting penalties. I don't know why.
That was his game. He was not there for any other reason.
That's what he does. I mean, he was a goal scorer in the 80s, but he stopped that in the 90s.
Yeah. That's really something else. Wow.
Ooh,
yeah.
Dave Brown for interfering on a goaltender.
Ooh.
Lindros had 4 goals in this game. 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
He stepped up. He stepped up to the greatest goaltender of all time in Flyers glory, and he beat him.
And he beat him.
The
6
greatest
points
player
in the
beat
game.
the greatest goaltender.
4 goals on 5 shots, 80% shooting percentage, plus 5. Leclerc goal and 3 assists. Remberg 1 goal, 4 assists in the game. Desjardins had a couple of helpers. Looking at the 85,
Mark Howe
was a -5. Very rare for him
Yikes.
back then.
Tocchet
-3.
In the history of the NFL or the NHL. I said the NFL.
Tim Kerr was the lone bright spot, 2 goals. That's it.
Oof.
Prop and Howe with assists and helpers, but that's pretty much it. It was all 95. That's crazy.
And the Legion of Doom was the 3 stars of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to remember that Mark House started Tush Push. I got nothing.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, that sets up an interesting final matchup here.
Okay.
So then keep the 95 team there.
Okay. And we'll
Now you
put
gotta fix
Desjardins
it.
back. Yep.
And they're going up against the 2004 Flyers.
Wow.
The one that should have won.
2000, you said?
2004.
2004. Thank you. All right. There we go. All right. And we wanted Esh, right?
Esh.
Okay.
Esh. Primo. Roenick. And put in Desjardins there. So I did happen to notice Hexy was pulled in that last game we saw for Chico Resch.
Gotta love that, right? All right. So is this the final? I'm guessing
This is the final.
This is the final.
For all the marbles.
So the very young Legion of Doom team against an 04 Flyers team that made a miracle run. Keith Primo's miracle run team. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And the champion is the 2003-4
look at that.
Philadelphia Flyers. Wow. To finish it off. 3-1. Kapanen gets on the board. Brecky again with a goal. The Legion of Doom doesn't get going until the third period with a Renberg goal. But then Justin Williams with the goal. That'll make it 3-1. And Antosky clipped.
Clipping.
And Dave Brown for charging as soon as the
Dave
game
Brown
started.
for high sticking, yeah. And charging. And Kevin Holler for unsportsmanlike conduct. I love it. Contrary to last game, Lindros even with one assist. Renberg, of course, with a goal. Dykhouse. That was pretty much it. On the other side, Kim Janssen with 2 assists. Everybody else kind of 1 assist. You got Roenick, Gagne, Picketing, Primo, all with 1 assist. Then Brecky, Kapanen, and Justin Williams with goals. Yeah.
You know, with Hitch,
Fascinating.
Good defensive team. Opportunistic goaltending.
Yeah.
Or opportunistic goal scoring. I can see that.
Yeah.
So, all right, there you have it. The 2003 and 2004 Flyers.
Yeah.
Were the best of the never-dones to ever do it.
What do you think?
From our era, because we didn't put the 76 team in.
Yeah, now, do you guys agree with this? Do you think that's legit? Or do you think...
I had them at number 1 for a reason.
There you go.
And I was proven right. So
I agree.
There you go. All right.
That wraps up episode 231 of Two Noobs Talking. We'll be back next week with episode 232. Hopefully Matt will be better and John will not be sick and I will not be sick and the doctors will stay away.
Yeah, keep away that dysentery.
That's right. No dysentery and keep the oxen to yourself. Until then, get out.